Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. This is the Titans Talking Toys, guys, and oh boy. So Friday last week, we covered the idea that maybe Haslabs have pretty much reached their end. I don't know. Um, the last two Haslabs have been on a rocky road. I mean, like it's been a rough road for Haslabs. And there's a lot of things to talk about in terms of like how close proximity Haslabs end up being, but that conversation is kind of you know for well, actually we'll talk about that too. But we are now at the end of another Haslab, and is this the end? Um, because there are a lot of questions that are happening right now, particularly what's been happening over the last 3 days. Um, but it's the crowd funds are pretty predictable. There's always going to be a huge spike at the beginning, and there's going to be a huge lull right in the middle, and right at the end is going to be another major spike. But this Haslab in particular is really odd. The trajectory of this is very strange. There's a lot of things which I think there's going to be a lot of questions. A lot of questions. As a matter of fact, why don't we go ahead and check on how this Haslab is doing right now? Heading over to Hasbro Pulse and taking a look at Haslab right now. It is at actually this was 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. It was at 7,793 backers of an 8,000 backer goal. It's literally on the precipice of funding. Hitting refresh, it is now at it's 7,862 backers of an 8,000 backer goal, and we only have 4 hours left to go. There's plenty of time by this metric to reach 8,000 backers. But there's the rub. There's the rub, everybody. That is the big rub. What does that really mean? I mean, let's take into account exactly what you're getting. If you were a backer of this, if you are one of the 8,000 backers that's going to be getting this in about 4 hours, 4 hours and 46 minutes, 4 hours and 3/4, 4 3/4 of an hour, you're getting this. You're literally getting this. This is what you're getting right here. You're getting the LAAT Gunship, the LAATi Gunship, 2 clone troopers, a whole bunch of different what's it called, World War II style, decals on the side of the ship. You're getting a retracting bay. You're getting two doors which actually telescope backwards, which is really nice. I saw it in person. It's actually really, really nice. You're getting a stand. You're getting a flight stand. You're getting missiles. You're getting rockets. And that's about all you're going to get for $449.99. So the question is that value? Is that any sort of value? I saw this in person at San Diego Comic-Con, and again, we had the pleasure of seeing this at Fan Expo here in Canada, and I am impressed by the size. The size of this thing is massive. It really is quite large. But is it big enough, or does that even matter? Because in the last 2 weeks, the story has been that this is it's 20% bigger than the original release. And 8662 right now, guys. Let's do a quick check, because honestly, it's moving quickly. 7879. We're getting closer to the 100 backer mark with 4 hours and 44 minutes to go. But is 20% bigger really better? There have been a lot of questions about this. There have been a ton of questions about this. We've seen up close and personal, just how much bigger it is, and it is substantially bigger. Let's put this into real perspective here. It is substantially bigger. It is a big beast. It's gigantic, but it still holds sorry, it still comes with 2 clone troopers. But is the base offering worth $449? I think that's really the question. That's going to be on a lot of people's minds. Is the base offering of the gunship 2 clone troopers, missiles, right? The motorized accessory. It's not technically even motorized. It's just it's using a rotary system, which is great. It is great. The 2 pods, all the great stuff that it does come with. These missiles, the rotating. If you look at the top, I don't know if they have an angle here. There's actually a missile bay at the top which does rotate. Right here. These 2 missile bays actually do rotate, and the cargo net and the open bay area for the troop carrier. But at $449, should this not have come with a full battalion of troopers? I mean, how much? We're talking about $449 here. Each trooper is arguably, what is it, like $20 each? Maybe. I think that's even overpriced. At $20 each per trooper, let's just go by this picture right here. We got 2, 4, 6, let's say 8 troopers, right? 8 times 20 is $160, right? That's not bad value right there, right? That's not bad value for a troop carrier. That's not bad value at all. But without that, you literally are just getting this massive beast, and it is big. Let's just be perfectly honest with you. It is absolutely huge, right? This thing is an absolute beast. But it's hollow. It's not as girthy. It's not as substantial as the Snowcat, which in and of itself had its own journey to funding, which was not an easy journey. It was actually pretty rocky in terms of its overall size. Its overall price. And the Snowcat was $150, $125 less than this gunship. Let's do another quick refresh on the gunship and see where we're at. Heading back to Haslab, hitting refresh. We're so close to the 100 backer mark to reach our minimum funding goal. But this is the slowest crawl I've seen in a long time. The only slower crawl I've ever seen has to be the Rancor, and then shortly followed by the Reva lightsaber. And they were both Star Wars projects. I have never seen a crawl this slow on the last day of funding. In my opinion, this is the slowest crawl I've seen in a long, long time. And there's going to be a lot of speculation on this crawl. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to say, Haslab is padding the numbers. Something fishy is going on. This whole campaign has been really weird. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to chime up and say, what's going to happen. We just went up 709.05. We have passed the 100 backer mark. We are now 95 backers to the goal of 8,000 backers. Hitting refresh again. I do have to say, this is a very, very slow, incredibly slow. I'm just going to call it right now. This is an incredibly slow crawl to the finish line. It's like some people say limping across the finish line. This is actually limping across the finish line. We have 4 hours, 39 minutes, and 16 seconds left. The likelihood of actually reaching a first tier right now is practically zero at this pace. At this pace, trying to reach the first stretch goal is questionable. It's incredibly questionable. And we just let's just call it as it is, everybody. We have to reach 10,000 backers to reach Coleman Trebor, exclusive card figure. Then we have to reach 12,000 backers to actually reach Say Tin. Somebody's gonna murder me in the freaking comments saying, "How the hell are you not able to pronounce these names?" I can't. Sacy Tin, 12,000 backers, and then we need to reach 14,000 backers to reach Agan Kolar. It's looking very unlikely to even reach the first tier. And even if we did unlock all three tiers, if we actually go by current, MSRP value, I think this is really only a maximum of $20. Like, what's happening there? Right? These figures are really only about $20 each. I think $25 if you want to go the absolute max. So on the low end, this is $60. On the high end, this is $75. Right? It's been a very unusual campaign. Very, very, very unusual. Hitting refresh again. We're now at 7,919 backers. We're getting to the 80. We're getting to the 80 backer mark. We're getting to the 80 backer mark. And now I just have to put it to everybody out there: are you backing this project? Is the Haslab LAATi Gunship worth it in your opinion? And if you did back this, are you satisfied paying $449, $450 plus tax and shipping? Unless you're a Haslab, Premium Plus member, are you happy paying $450? I need some water. To get just the ship by itself, 2 troopers and accessories. This is something I'm really interested. I'm fascinated by. I am fascinated by this whole campaign. All right, we've made it past the 80. We've made it past the 80 backer mark. We're now at 7,924 backers. So we're getting down to the 75 backer mark. It's coming down to the wire, really. And I say that it is 4 hours away. But the reality is this is a really slow crawl. I'm very, very I'm questioning a lot of things, honestly, at this point. I really am questioning a lot of things. How did this happen? How did we get here? How did we get here? And I want to hear from you guys. How did we get here? What happened here? What happened with this Haslab? Is it crowdfund? Is it crowdfund fatigue? Are people tired of crowdfunds? Is this way overpriced? $449 for the gunship, and then the 3 tiers, which only really amount to about $75 max, right? So the gunship, if in reality, the gunship would be $375, right? So is this worth $375 if we unlock all the tiers, which we didn't, and we won't? Is it worth it? I'm so curious. USC Forge. It's going to fund, but just by a little bit. It sure looks like that. Seth, Amateur Hour. Yo, everybody, what's going on? At the time Seth made this comment, it was 150 away. It is now only 75 away. Michael Gene Fleming. Good evening. What's going on, my friend? Red Hood. G4 2.0. What's going on? Data looks cool. Yep. Roger. Yeah, I ordered mine a few days ago, and now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't really seem worth it. They could have included more figures of something cool like a Havo bike that Obi-Wan. That would have been neat. That would have been neat. Finway Inglorium. Finway Inglorium. We got some elves in the house. 101 backers for the Haslab. We're getting even closer than that. Let's take a quick look again. Taking a look at the numbers one more time. Hitting refresh. We're now at 7,927 backers. We just passed the 75 backer mark. We are now at, I believe it is 73. We need 73 backers to make this happen. 73 backers to make this happen, everybody. USC, Forge, those tiers are trash. Yeah. John Brooks. I used to be a huge Star Wars fan, but bought the figures and ships every month. But this thing doesn't even have lights. The speed bike and the paint sucks. Wouldn't even buy for $350. And I literally said that this thing is probably $350 if you actually got the 3 stretch goals. But in reality, it's now by itself $450. Cyberrat 629. It should have come fully manned and with a complement of troll troopers for that price. I just said that. I said it should have come with at least 1 battalion, maybe 6 troopers, maybe 8 troopers, right? getting up to $160, additional added value. Cyber Rat, lights and sound. Could it have been done at this price? Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Cyber Rat. The question to ask is, if people don't think it's worth it, why back it anyway? Shao Kahn. And Meg J, that costs too much for me. I want to hear some. Are there any positives, guys? Are there any positives on this ship right now? This is a hollow shell, about $100 overpriced from Grand 460. Heading back to the Haslab, hitting refresh. We have crossed into the 7,931. We are now just under 70 backers. We're down now at 69 backers. 69 backers to fund this project. It is literally going slow as molasses. Ryan Ventek. The shine is off Star Wars in general. The recent Lego Death Star Wars also got lukewarm reception, and that's a $1,000 Lego set. Holy crap. That is not unsubstantial. Eggplant Comic. Looks like it's going to make it, but probably shouldn't have. Wow. Grand 460. The Razor Crest was so much more intricate and like $350. This is the real question, right? Where's the value, right? It's big, it's huge, but is it worth the $450? Sail barge is the metric we must weigh every Haslab. It was $499 shipped plus tax. Shipping, easy pass on this one. The great Brian Brink is in the chat. Thank you, Brian, for dropping in tonight. The real question now, will this be worth the aftermarket price? Might be a lot of regretting down the road because the Geonosis theme that Hasbro is promoting for the 30th anniversary, I believe, of Attack of the Clones. That is a good point, Brian. This one on the secondary market will definitely be commanding high prices, especially for the price tag that it was actually initially offered at. It's 550 euros here in the EU. That's crazy. Hitting refresh, everybody. We are now at whoa! What just happened? What just happened? What just happened? Whoa! Wait a second. What just happened? Hold on. What just happened? We lost 30 backers. We lost 30 backers. Am I reading that right? Did we lose 30 backers? What just happened there? This was my count 20 minutes ago. 7914. Now it's down to 79. Is that a glitch? Hitting refresh again. Whoa, we just lost 30 backers. We just lost 30 backers and gained 4. Guys, can somebody verify that? Can somebody verify that we just lost 30 backers? Hitting refresh. What just happened there? We're going to check on that in a little bit, but yeah, but because my count about 20 minutes ago was 7914, and now it's down to 7906, and I just saw it at 7901. Hitting refresh again. Okay, we're climbing again at 7910. That was strange. That was very strange. That was very, very strange. I don't know. I'm going to keep this counter here just so we have a reference, right? Because this counter is weird. Going back to the original counter, yeah, even not too long, like another, I guess, 15 minutes ago, we were at 7924, and now we're at 7910. Hitting refresh again at 7910. Okay, we're going back. We're climbing again. We're climbing again. But we lost 30 backers. You guys saw that, right? You guys saw that we lost 30 backers. That was hitting refresh again. Okay. That was just weird. That was just weird. Okay. We're gonna keep an eye on this, a very close eye on this now. Grand 460 lights and sound is nothing in the price. It would have added less than $5 per unit in parts, not including labor. It's easy to say that, but there are only 8,000 right now. There's only going to be about 8,000 plus units at this point. So I'm not sure that's actually true, brother. It still needs a controller card. It still needs a bunch of things. Michael Jean Fleming. I can understand wanting to make it premium, but I think it was a mistake to make it bigger than the vintage one. You know, maybe you're right, Michael. Maybe you're right. Bonza. I back 2, and now I back 2. And I know it's overpriced, but this is a ship I grew up with from an era I love the most. It's like the X-Wing of the OT level importance to me. There you go. It is important to people. It is. It is. And that's why I was hoping that we would get a comment from the opposite spectrum. Tariq, damn, they don't want us to win FR. I don't know, man. I don't know. Roger, yes, we did. Okay, blame the clankers. Hands up, Roger. John Brooks, it's 7912 here. All right, heading back and hitting refresh. 71. Okay, we're back up. We're back up to 7939. Maybe some credit cards bounced. That's a possibility. That's a possibility, but it did drop. Unless I was imagining things, it did drop. Tariq, it happened to me too. Interesting. Groog, probably a lot of early backers backing out because of no tiers. That is the danger right now. That is a big danger at this point. USC Forge, 7918. We're actually at 7939 where my count. Michael Jean Fleming, I can understand wanting to make a premium, but in my opinion, it was a mistake. I read this one already. Thank you, brother. CyberRat629, my thoughts are Groog. Ramon Gray, yeah, that's crazy. Todd Say, Mega, it's take it over the hump, back 50. I didn't get the snake layer. I can't get this thing either, bro. Give me a break. Why don't they do fans' choice? That would be an interesting. Like, it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a very long time. Brian Brink, since this is an army builder, maybe they could offer a discount bundle for buying multiples. That would be great. That would have been great, Brian. That would have been incredible. I'm hoping, given the state of this, that they offer this, they offer this later down the road, repainted. Because we've seen different color ships like this, right? I'm hoping that they do something along those lines, but with a much lower tier. Ryan Ventic, fears for tiers. Nolan, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Blitz 0065. I stepped out of my classified lane to back 1 for the Star Wars team. There you go. Shao Kahn, what's going on, brother? Billionaire. I love it. It's going to back. I'm 100% confident. It's going to back. By this metric, just alone. It's going to back. As a matter of fact, it probably has backed. Let's check. Let's have a look at it. Hitting refresh. We are now at the 50 backer mark. Only 50 backers to fully fund this project. And we are down to 4 hours, 25 minutes. It's going to back. That is not even a question. This is 100% going to back. Right? But the value is really what happened to the tiers? 450. There's a lot of questions that are going to be asked about this campaign. Grand 460, they keep telling fans that they want to give us instead of what we want instead of what fans want. Interesting. It's true, though. The fans' choice would be nice. Shao Kahn, what's going on? From Nolan. Grand 460, yes, it will back. At least to the second tier. I don't know about that. I'm curious to find out if the first tier will be made. I am very curious to find out about the first tier. But let's see some projections. Let's head over to Geek Dad Life. Guys, if you haven't already, head over to geekdadlife.com. They're a wonderful resource for toy news all year round. Give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. Heading over to the Haslab charts for Brian Brink, the great Brian Brink himself. Let's see what Brian's projections are for the latest Star Wars LAAT Gunship. LAATi. So, heading over to Brian Brink's chart, he projects that currently, where am I? I think we're here. Okay. All right, here we are. The LAAT Gunship, according to Brian, it possibly will not fund and will only reach 7,905 backers. That's already we're on new ground now. We're on new ground. because we surpassed 7,905. We already surpassed that. Heading back over to the count and hitting wrong one. Heading back over to the count and hitting refresh. We are currently at 7,963. It is crawling. It is crawling to the finish line, but it is heading to the finish line. 4 hours, 23 minutes left to go. And the trajectory, as you can see, has not been the prettiest one. This one is definitely following very closely the trajectory of, I believe it is the sail barge, which just barely made its goal. It barely made it, but it did make it. The Rancor, it was very much at very much on the same trajectory as both of these two projects. And where is the where's the lightsaber? The lightsaber is not even on here. the lightsaber isn't even on this chart. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. But yeah, according to Brian Brake, at this early chart, which was charted, I think, as early as yesterday, as recent as yesterday, 7,905. But we've already blown through that. We've already blown through that. We are now hitting refresh at 7,987 backers. We are down to 13 backers left to go, guys. 13 backers left of an 8,000 backer goal. 4 hours left to go. Believe it or not, Gran might have something. I mean, there's 4 hours left to go. So if it backs in the next 5 or 10 minutes, because that's the trajectory we're at, there's still 4 hours to go. And we know that in 4 hours, anything can happen. Anything can happen in 4 hours. Will it hit its first tier? That is a really big question. That is a really big question. But Gran is betting on the fact that it will hit its second tier. That is some interesting. That's faith. That's faith. Groob, yeah, the FOMO bump hasn't hit yet. It might. We're at 4 hours. You're right, Groob. Hitting refresh. We're only 3 backers away, everybody. This could be it. Hitting refresh again. 7,997. It literally is a mirror image of itself right now. That is a mirror image of the number in question. Hitting refresh. 7,997. Refresh again. It went down. 7,996. Hitting refresh again. Back up to 7,997. It's like playing the lottery. It's like slots. What the hell? It literally is slots. 7,996. Hitting refresh again. 7,997. Hitting refresh again. There it is, guys. We did it. 8,006 backers. Officially funded. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. So we have fully funded now. How far can we get? Now the question, now that we finally reached minimum backing goal, how far are we going to get, guys? How far are we going to get? This thing will hit 8K several times. Oh my gosh. Well, currently we are at 8,006. Let's see if we can get 8,008. If we can get another mirror number, that would be really, really cool. 8,006. It's staying steady at 8,006 right now. Blitz 0065. Happy New Year! Oh, we're watching the wrong number. Tiberian Hammer. Well, I guess it's 450 plus if they make an Imperial Shuttle, which is even more expensive than the Vintage, I guess. I'm done with Haslabs. Mike over at Tiberian Hanger is completely disillusioned and finished with Haslabs. Guys, if you haven't already, please head over to Tiberian Hanger and give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. Very sad day for Star Wars collectors. You will never get the $150 price point of these ships ever again. Mike is very critical about this, and with good cause, I think. With very good cause. Mike, if you want to jump on, hit me up on IG or Facebook. Let me know you want to jump on because I would love to hear your thoughts about this, Mike. I would love to hear your thoughts about this. We've jumped all the way to 8,013 backers. Could the FOMO now have finally kicked in? Could we now be seeing the 4-hour FOMO? We're gonna go through a little bit of an exercise here, guys. We're gonna go through a little bit of an exercise. Brian Brink, it's been a very busy this week. No. That purple number is actually is the actual update. Sorry, Brian. I didn't realize. My bad. Let's see here. Blitz, nearly single digits. No, we passed that now. Ramon Gay, wow. No tears. That still remains to be seen. We have 4 hours left to go. We will see now. J Era, I know it's a smaller scale, but this is bigger than the Snowcat. 450 is a lot. Yeah, it is. It is a huge amount. Tariq, I think we can get 2 tiers. It's possible. It is very possible that we could get 2 tiers. There is room. We have 4 hours left to go. Hitting refresh. 8,021 backers. It's slowly climbing once again. And we have 4 hours left to go. Grand 460, hey TH, long time subscriber. Tidarian Hanger, you have your fans, bro. Dad's bedtime stories. They have to slowly remove the fluff over the orders that used to pay it out. Ah. That's funny, Dad's bedtime stories. So there it is. There's the first theory that the numbers were being padded. Tariq, FOMO's gonna hit everybody now. Black Series collectors can use this too. Interesting. Turtle Dave, MAGA Mike should be happy for the fans that want this though. Mr. Syntastic's nerdy collection. Jay, did you see the new Lego Death Star? It boggles my mind why they can't do that as a vintage collection Haslab. Who says they can't? Snail's World. They could have given us an Outrider in scale with that huge Millennium Falcon. Roger. Watch Hasbro will call the vendors to fully back it in the last 30 minutes. It's possible. It really is. Turtle Dave. Does this include the international buyers yet, though? I think they always put in the international buyers already. I believe it is already set up that way, but you never know. I just don't know how these things are handled. Grand 460. I think that the shuttle would have been a superb Haslab. Mike would have bought 3 at least. Tidarian Hanger. Of course, you have your fans, Mike. They're everywhere. They're everywhere, Mike. The fans are everywhere. All right, guys. Let me know in the comment. Let me know in the chat. Is this good value? Right? I mean, the reality is Tariq might be right. In the next 4 hours, anything can change. Anything's possible right now in the next 4 hours. Right? In the next 4 hours, people could be hitting FOMO hard. And we could actually see at least 2 tiers back. It is possible. 4 hours is an eternity. 4 hours is an eternity in crowdfunding, an absolute eternity. So we're going to see exactly how long this is going to last. James Monroe, CC James, they bumped the number by 700 to 800 a few days ago. That might have been the international buyers thus far. That is possible. That is possible. So this could be the number right now. Cyberrat 629 says this is not even good value with all tiers unlocked. Wow. Mr. Syntastics Nerdy Collection, not at all. 450 is nuts. I'm a huge Star Wars collector and I'm not getting it. Grand 460. I enjoy YouTubers that give a good info and are entertaining. Mike, and of course you as well, Jay. Thank you, Grant. Appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. John Brooks. Scalpers are going to have a field day. You better believe it. As a matter of fact, I think scalpers are the ones buying right now. I have a funny feeling the flippers are the ones buying right now. Skeletor, what's up, Jay and chat? How's it going, Skeletor? Good to see you, brother. Turtle Dave, way too expensive, but I'm happy for everybody that wanted one and will get one. And me too. It's a big price tag. It is, but if it's good value to you, if it means something to you, if it's something that you've always wanted, buy it. Don't let anybody ever tell you or anybody ever try to dissuade you from buying the things that you love. That is something that's absolutely true. It doesn't matter. Don't let anybody out there ever try to tell you this is not good value. If it's good value to you, then buy it. Buy it. Mr. Fantastic Nerdy Collection. The scalpers are buying at $450 to sell later at $450. Oh, if only, my friend. If only. Hitting refresh. It's starting to move again. 8,065 backers. We have a long way to go to reach the 10,000 backer mark, but it is possible. It is possible. The goal, at the very least, for this right now, would definitely be to get at least Coleman Trebor at 10,000 backers, and possibly in the next 4 hours reach Sacy Tin. Fallen Jedi all across, which is kind of weird. But yeah, it would definitely be incredible if we could reach those two, and it will be an absolute it would be a huge monumental ask to reach Egan Kolar. But 4 hours is an eternity, an absolute eternity in crowdfunding. It literally is an absolute eternity. So we shall see in the next 4 hours where we're going to land on this. Hitting refresh. We're up to 8,074 backers. It's climbing again, guys. It is climbing. Let me ask you guys now in the question, now that it has fully backed, will you be thinking twice? Will the fear of missing out hit you guys? And will you decide to actually pick up a Haslab gunship, the LAATi gunship? I would love to hear you. I would love to hear what you guys say or are thinking. Bedtime stories. Gunships don't have a scalp. Milax Straco Jedi Bounty. Can you believe it, Jay? It's at $830 ish Canadian after shipping, taxes, and exchange. Wow, that's crazy. Red 460. Hey Jay, you gonna do a countdown around midnight? Honestly, it depends on where I'll say this. Let's say this. If it gets to one of the stretch goals, or heck, if it gets to the second stretch goal, I will definitely do a countdown. But I will check. Come around like 11:50 or whatever. I will check it around 11:50, and if it's at like 9,000, if it's at 9,000, I'm not going to bother. If it's at 9,000, I'm not going to bother. But if it's like 8,500, oh hell yeah. If it's at 8,000, sorry. If it's at 9,500, sorry. If it's at 9,500 at 11:30, hell yeah, I'm doing a countdown, 100%. Roger, back in the new Hasbro gunship gets me Jedi Council figures and completes my Clone Wars army. Let's unlock all the tiers. There you go, Roger. Roger's on it. Roger is 100% on it. Turtle Dave, let's get the Motu Con funded. Yes, that would be a great idea. I think that would be an excellent idea. Thank you, Turtle Dave. The check is in the mail. That's awesome. Thank you, Turtle Dave. Appreciate it. Michael Gene Fleming. If someone chooses not to buy one, they can really complain later. Can they really complain later when somebody who chooses to spend the money to have another gunship made wants to sell it for any price? That's a philosopher's question. Gruger. I'm sorry, my friend. I have no idea how to pronounce that. The market is flooded with people trying to unload Haslabs. The key word is trying. Finway Inglorium. Can they reach tier 1 in 4 hours? That's 10K. I know. It's only 2K. It's actually, now it's less than 2K. Hitting refresh. 8,087 backers. It's climbing. It is once again climbing. This is going to be a very interesting road, guys. Dad's Bedtime Stories. I don't collect Star Wars. In my opinion, Disney ruined the franchise. Well, you're not wrong. Mr. Fantastic Nerdy Collection. Not at all. I feel FOMO. If I feel FOMO, I just look at my original collection. There you go. Turtle Dave. No FOMO for this. I got to find my place for Ecto 1 when it comes. Crap, I have an Ecto 1 coming. I totally forgot. Skeletor. You could buy a sideshow statue for that much. This is true. You would know. You have one. Dad's Bedtime Stories. 68 viewers, only 18 likes. Come on, people. Thank you. Thank you, Dad's Bedtime Stories. You're awesome. Blitz. Grug. Oh, they can always be moved. It just depends on where the compromise is priced in. This is true. Mango Fat. We just gave Hasbro permission to change. We just gave Hasbro permission to charge even more for the next Haslab. That is quite the that is quite the situation, though. And I'm let's not shy away from that. That is quite the situation. Finway Glorion. If they don't reach the tier, in my opinion, it would be the most austere Star Wars Haslab. I don't know what that means. Austere? Austere? Somebody let me know what that means. I guess I'm reading it wrong. Grand 460. What about the 10 to 4? Never been done to my knowledge, excluding Lego. No, 10 to 4 has been released. 10 to 4 is 10 to 4? One. Oh yeah, that's true. The Hammerhead ship. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I know the hallway's been done a couple times. Cyberrat 629. I don't get FOMO. If I wanted something, I'll buy it. If I don't, I won't. It's true. Carlos Cunningham. I'm glad it back for the people who want it, but they don't know what they have just done. Say a lot of higher prices for Northern. Thank you to those who act like you can't do without you guys. Oh boy. Grug. I'm sorry, brother. Blitz. Yes, and I have acquired Haslab for less cost at my local shop. Scalpers get tired of tripping over them. It can't be that way. This is the way. Junkyard Crafts and Blitz. Sigh. 896. Kind of sad. Yeah, but we still have 4 hours. Hitting refresh. 8119. It's climbing, guys. It is climbing. Mario Battistini. No, Bastianini, sorry. Bastianini. My apologies, Mario. Motto. Sorry, my apologies. Sorry, it's Motto Bastanini. So my apologies, Motto. Hi, bro. What is this? I love Star Wars as much as Motu. Dude, this is the final countdown. We're on the final countdown. But we have 4 hours to go, so it's technically not the final countdown. But we have 4 hours to go, and we're now up to 8,122 backers. So it is climbing again. Mr. Fantastic Nerdy's collection. I don't recall how much was the Jabba sail barge. That was much cooler than the gunship. It was not 450. I don't think it was 450. I don't think it was 450. Hitting refresh. It's staying steady at 122. Roberta Blues. Good things would have happened if Haslab had failed. Like relaunching the old gunships or considering a Haslab for BS for a Black Series for a change. I don't know if that would have been a good thing. I don't know if it would have been a bad thing. But I do think you're right. I think the price reset would happen again. Motto. Except for the power of the Force, I'm in. Big buff, He-Man type Star Wars. Why not? Love the Black Series, yes. Alejandro Valdez. There was a prototype for the 10 to 4 made in 1997, but it was never produced. It's too bad. Motto. Okay, dude. I'm in Caras. Good to see you, brother. Grug is $4.99 shipped. Was it really? Wow. That is crazy. Wait a second. Hold on. But wait a second. Hold on. How much was it? Give me a second. Let me have a look here. Wow. But you know what? That makes sense. The thing was gigantic. $500 for the sail barge. Man, they started off high. Caracas. I know my name is a mouthful. Bastianini. I think it's fine. I just was an idiot. I wasn't reading it right. Bastianini. Mauro Bastianini. That's bedtime stories. Something as valuable as anyone is willing to pay for it. If people think it's worth for 50, then that's what it's worth. If you agree with them or not, this is true. It's all in one's perceived value. I totally agree. Motto, I found a Millennium Falcon here, dude. Wanted 350. Crazy. Mr. Fantastic, nerdy collection. The sail barge was next level, something we never had before. It was huge. This is essentially a re-release of a ship that's just bigger than the original. There's a point. Carlos Cunningham, thank you for helping price out a lot of collectors. Don't cry later when everything is so expensive you're not going to be able to afford it, so thank you. Just crazy, guys. Just absolutely crazy. Oh. All right, guys. Well, this is an interesting situation. We have reached our minimum backing goal of 8,000, and now we are slowly but surely climbing. Hitting refresh again. We're now at 8,155. We will return in a few hours. Well, maybe we'll. I'll see. I'll see if I'm up to it. It's going to be midnight for me. But let's find out where they are at around 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll find out. But as it stands right now, 8,155 backers of an 8,000 backer goal. We have just over 4 hours left to go. 4 hours, literally just over 4 hours. 4 hours, 2 minutes, 25 seconds. You know what? Let's get to the 4 hour mark. Let's get to the 4 hour mark. And let's see where we are at the 4 hour mark. That'll give us a pretty good indication. 4 hours is an eternity. 4 hours is an eternity for Haslabs, for any crowdfund. So let's check Brian Brink's chart. Let's see if it changed at all. Yep, there it is. The chart has changed to 8,006, and now we move to the next hour. So at the top of the hour, it hit 8,006. Incredible. Which will probably be updated in another 2 minutes. But guys, this is crazy. This is absolutely it is absolutely crazy. Dad's Bedtime Stories. Good journey, y'all, and hit that like button before you go. Thank you so much, Dad's Bedtime Stories. Good journey to you too, my friend. Mario Bastianini. Sorry. Is this Clone Trooper transport? It is. It is the Clone Trooper gunship transport. Billy Butch, 1980. Absolutely not worth the price tag. Hard pass from me. Best wishes to all who have it. I am rooting for you. There you go. Thank you, Billy. Grinderson Gear. Honestly, other than the price tag, I have no problems with this, especially as someone who likes the Republic gunship as far as I can tell, isn't just a re-release. It's not. It's huge. It's huge. It has wonderful new features. If you want this, buy it. Buy it now so you can get all the tiers. Tariq, I grew up with Revenge of the Sith and Clone Wars, never had a chance to get a gunship, and when LEGO announced a USC 1 in 2021, I didn't buy it because I was holding out for the Haslab. I hope you get every single tier, Tariq. I really do. James Moreau, CJ James, sorry. Imagine how high the number would be right now if Hasbro had made a better base and tier offerings and provided a publicized payment plan like Mattel and Super 7. You got a point. James. My LAAT Strico, Jedi Bounty. I'd love the next one because, yes, there will be a next one. The shuttle would be my pick, and it would be 450 or 500 again. That's just crazy. Cyrat 629, or made a better, more appealing product. Grand 460. I'd be in for what I had preferred a Rebel transport be done well. Yep, I think that would be a really good idea. Ryan Ventek. Jabba was cool, though, as a scholar and a gentleman. I can't remember anything about the Attack of the Clones, unless it's Jar Jar predicating one, or the Ewan McGregor rides a lizard. Billy Butch, 100% agree with James. Grand 460, and it would have been preferred. Absolutely. So the question once again remains, though, everybody, and this is a question I think we can continue to ask without any real questioning. Sorry, what am I talking about? This is a question that we can really ask based on the idea of just what it is, really. Is this good value for money? Right? Even if we unlock the first tier, and heaven, and I hope to God we unlock the second tier. I really do. And then, by some minor miracle, if we unlock the third tier, is $450 actually good value for this vintage collection Star Wars set? It's going to be a question which is going to be debated forever. And if it is good value to you, then it doesn't matter. If it's good value to you, then buy it. Absolutely, back it. Get what you want. No one should ever tell you that it's not something you should buy. That's not the way it works, guys. It's not the way it works. If you see good value in this, if this is something you've always wanted for your entire childhood, for your entire adulthood, then buy it. By all means, buy it. We have reached the 4-hour mark, guys. We are now less 4 hours, 3 hours, 58 minutes, and 19 seconds. Hitting refresh. We are now at 8,104 backers. It's going to be a bit of a journey to get to the 10,000 backer mark, but it can be done. It can be done. All right, guys. We shall return around the 11:30 mark. I think we will. I think we will return around the 11:30 mark. I think it's just good entertainment, to be honest with you. I would really like to see where this finally lands. But until that time, let's hang on to this number, 8,201 backers of an 8,000 backer goal. We are 3 hours, 57 minutes, and 32 seconds away. And guys, this is going to be quite the interesting journey. And I do wish, and I do hope that we do reach all 3 tiers today. That would be stupendous. That would be absolutely stupendous. But it's going to be a rocky road to get there, and I really do hope that it is possible, and it is possible. It is very possible to reach that. 4 hours is an eternity. 4 hours is an absolute eternity in a crowdfund. Guys, I just want to remind everybody that I will be at Jolanta later this year, later this month, actually. It's only about 3 weeks away. 2 weeks away now. It's getting closer. September 26th, 27th, and 28th at the Gas South Convention Center, 6400 Sugarloaf Parkway, Duluth, Georgia. We are celebrating G.I. Joe in 2025, and it's going to be freaking amazing. If you want to meet some true living legends, you have to be at G.I. Joe, Jolanta. Larry Hama, literally the man who wrote the book on G.I. Joe, will be there. All of the narratives from many of our favorite characters. He literally created so many of our favorite characters in G.I. Joe comic books. And, of course, he's done so much good work with Bucky O'Hare, the Nth Man, Wolverine, and Marvel and DC Comics. He's also working on his own book, Mounties vs. Werewolves. I can relate. Guys, don't miss out your chance to meet Larry Hama at Jolanta 2025. You can also meet Ron Grudat, another real godfather of the G.I. Joe franchise. I mean, this man has literally sculpted many of our favorite action figures and was responsible for many of the figures that we hold dear today. Be sure to meet Ron Grudat at Jolanta 2025. You can also meet Michael Charles Hill, an incredible writer on many of the wonderful episodes from the Sunbow era, especially Cold Slither, as well as additional episodes for Transformers and other wonderful cartoons. You can meet Michael Charles Hill at Jolanta 2025. We also have many other creators, toy tubers, including D Amazing, a wonderful toy photographer. The man's doing incredible work. We also have my good friend Guy Dorian Sr., a legend in the DC Marvel comics world. He's also worked for IDW as well as many other wonderful comic books. He just fully funded Mounties vs. Werewolves with Larry Hama, as well as his own IP, Lost Landers. You can meet Guy Dorian Sr. at Jolanta 2025. Myself and my good friend Danny Green will also be there promoting El Dragoon, the story of a washed-up luchador wrestler who discovers that his dark past is actually linked to an ancient spiritual war. Danny and I are going to go live later this evening around 9 o'clock, in just a little under an hour, to talk more about El Dragoon and our plans for this new comic book IP. It's going to be great, guys. We hope to see you at the live stream tonight. I'll have links in the description where you guys can follow. Just head over to Mega J Retro on YouTube, and you should be able to see it live in about an hour. We are going to talk more about the artwork, the brand new team that we're actually working with to get this done. Gilly Writes Comics, Sebastian Navas, the creator, of course, Danny Green collects, and myself. And we are really, really excited. We will be at Jolanta 2025 with brand new art prints, brand new exclusive prints that can only be purchased at Jolanta 2025. And we're also going to have apparel and other things that people can pick up to support the El Dragoon project. And of course, we're also going to be talking about action figures. That's right, guys. We're going to talk all about that. You guys can find out the latest about El Dragoon at Jolanta 2025. Please, if you're interested, head over to eldragoon.com, sign up for our mailing list, so you'll be among the first to find out everything that's happening with El Dragoon. And as a sneak peek, you can take a look at our brand new website, which is going to be launched very, very soon. It's literally on fire. And we're going to be showcasing many of the new trading cards that we're going to have at Jolanta. A Kickstarter project, our Kickstarter is going to be launching later this year, along with brand new apparel that you can pick up to support the project, and all of the latest news that happened when we were touring with El Dragoon. Our good friend Vaz Custom Spot actually created a prototype for us, sort of idea. It's not really a prototype, but it is a custom figure of El Dragoon, the action figure. We were at San Diego Comic-Con 2025 to talk about Flipboard, the Champions of Fairity, and we got a chance to talk a little bit about El Dragoon. We met the man, the myth, the legend, Bret Hart at VonCon, the excellence of execution, wrestling royalty up here in Canada. It's been an absolute blast. Guys, please head over to eldragoon.com, sign up for our mailing list, and you will be among the first to hear everything that's happening firsthand. And, of course, the details about our brand new Kickstarter. Don't forget, guys, Jolanta is happening on Duluth, Georgia, September 26th, 27th, 28th at the Gas South Convention Center, 6400 Sugarloaf Parkway, Duluth, Georgia. We hope to see you guys there. Hitting refresh one more time on the Haslab. Let's have one last look at it before we log off, everybody. Let's do this, and then we'll check back at just before it ends. But right now, checking back on the Haslab, hitting refresh. It has now climbed as high as 8,243 backers. 3 hours, 51 minutes left to go. Let's see how far it can get, everybody. Best of luck to everyone who's looking to purchase this. Guys, I wish you the best. And if you do feel that this is worth the money and this is good value for you, please back it now. Let's unlock all 3 tiers because this is the time. There's no going back after today. Last comments before we log off. Primate776. Hey, Jay and chat. Salut from Germany. Good to see you. Always good to see you. Primate776. Grand 460. Night, Jay. See you at tier 2. we shall see, my friend. Hopefully it happens. Syntastic's nerdy collection. My dream Haslab is the Death Star. That's probably the only Haslab I will invest at this time. James Monroe. CJ James. It will be good value to flip. Ooh. Dad's bedtime stories. Where's the gunship lands? All the puns are intended. Gregson Gear. Honestly, no. The only reason why I'm not getting it is because I think it's overpriced. But if you ask me personally, this is a problem that all Star Wars products have lately. This is actually a really good point. Mario Bastianini. I apologize, my friend. I'm really terrible at that one. Mato. Great, bro. Resume in 3 hours and 57 minutes. We shall see you guys. Grandison Gear, which is a shame because if it was cheaper, I would totally grab this thing in a heartbeat. Titanium Hanger. Jay, do you remember when Mattel charged $300 for an $80 snake lair? That was better value than this. Mike, you're the best. You really are. Guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Titanium Hanger on YouTube. If you're into Star Wars, G.I. Joe, or any legacy and, of course, vintage toys, you definitely have to check out Titanium Hanger. A wonderful, wonderful resource for toy news and toy nostalgia. Give them a like and a follow. Tell them Jay sent you. Carlos Cunningham. It's whatever price for what you're getting. It's a beautiful ship, but with all tiers, a $350 bundle altogether. Wow. If only. Billy Butch, 1980. Are you still doing El Dragoon live stream tonight? The answer is yes. In about 50 minutes. Moises Guillen. Moises Guillen. I hope I pronounced that right, man. I really apologize. Does El Dragoon have a pet wyvern? Ooh, that would be cool, man. You never know. Story's still young. James Moreau, CJ James. Titanium Hanger. Well, I remember buying the first run Star Wars figures at $4. I'm so old. No, you're. Come on, man. Come on. Moises. Pepperidge Farms, remember. All right, guys. If anything, we will see you at 11:30 to count down the final countdown for the Star Wars Haslab LAATi gunship. Can it reach tiers 1 and tiers 2? And by some miracle, can it reach tier 3? Let's find out in a couple hours. Guys, I hope you're all doing well. Staying safe. Thank you again for hanging out with me this evening, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hope you're all doing well. Staying safe. As always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Good journey. Be proud, everybody. See you soon.